Peter, originally named Simon, was one of Jesus' 12 apostles and is considered the leader of the apostles. He was a fisherman working alongside his brother Andrew on the Sea of Galilee. Jesus invited Peter to join him as a disciple, saying, "Come, follow me, and I will teach you to catch people instead of fish." Matthew chapter 4 verse 19. Jesus gave him the name Peter, which means rock, signifying his role in the foundation of the Christian church. Peter famously declared Jesus as the Messiah, Matthew chapter 16 verse 16, which earned him the recognition of being the rock on which Jesus would build his church. Despite his strong faith, Peter denied knowing Jesus 3 times during the trial leading up to the crucifixion, Luke chapter 22 verse 54 to 62, which shows human frailty and the struggle with fear. After the resurrection, Jesus reinstated Peter, asking him 3 times if he loved him, and instructing him to feed my sheep, John chapter 21 verse 15 to 17, reinforcing his leadership role. Peter played a crucial role in establishing the early Christian community and is attributed with delivering significant sermons, including one on Pentecost, Acts 2. He is traditionally credited with writing 2 New Testament letters, 1 Peter and 2 Peter, that offer guidance and encouragement to believers. To understand the significance of Peter's escape, we must first acknowledge the setting. King Herod had begun to persecute the early Christians, seeking to instill fear and suppress the growing movement of believers. Peter was imprisoned, bound between 2 soldiers, and guarded by others, demonstrating the severity of the situation. This persecution reflects the challenges we often face in our lives: opposition, fear, and uncertainty. The church fervently prayed for him while he was in prison. This highlights the importance of prayer in times of crisis. The early church did not despair but turned to God, believing in his ability to intervene. Their collective prayers exemplify the strength that comes from unity in faith, reminding us that when we face our own trials, we can lean on the support of our community and the power of persistent prayer. A light shone in the prison as an angel of the Lord appeared. While Peter slept between the guards, Peter was struck by the angel on the side, waking him and instructing him to rise quickly. Chains fell off, and the doors opened. This miraculous intervention teaches us that God is always at work, even when we cannot see or understand it. It shows that no prison, physical or spiritual, can confine God's purpose. When we trust in Him, He can lead us out of darkness and into freedom. Upon realizing he was free, Peter initially thought he was dreaming. But once he was outside, he understood the reality of his escape. His response was one of gratitude and action. He went to the house of Mary, where others were praying, and shared the news of his miraculous deliverance. This teaches us that when we experience deliverance in our lives, we must share our testimonies and encourage others in their faith journeys. Peter's escape reassures us that God is with us in our trials. Even in the darkest moments, when we feel imprisoned by our circumstances, we must remember that God is faithful. He hears our prayers and is capable of performing miracles in our lives. Just as He sent an angel to free Peter, He can send help when we least expect it. The escape of Peter from prison is a compelling testament to the reality of divine intervention and the certainty of God's presence in our lives. Let us be inspired by Peter's story to strengthen our faith, support one another through prayer, and remain hopeful in the face of adversity. No matter what prisons we may find ourselves in, let us trust that God has the power to set us free. Peter's journey from a fisherman, denying Jesus, to a leader of the church highlights that anyone can be transformed and called to a greater purpose, regardless of their past. Peter's experiences illustrate that doubt and fear are part of the human experience. His story encourages us to seek forgiveness and redemption, as seen in his restoration by Christ. After Pentecost, Peter demonstrated boldness in proclaiming the gospel, teaching us the importance of stepping out in faith and conviction, even in the face of adversity. Peter's work illustrates the value of community and fellowship in faith, as he led and encouraged other believers in the early church. Despite failures and challenges, Peter continued to serve and led, teaching us the importance of resilience in our spiritual journeys. Peter's life serves as a powerful example of faith, leadership, and the possibility of redemption, encouraging believers to trust in God's transformative power. Thank you for watching this video. Please press the like button, smash the subscribe button, share, and leave a comment.